Welcome back, Mia and Mikoi. In this video, we're going to talk about the pronoun si, and I'm trying something a little bit different in this video. I'm actually going to take this to a PowerPoint because I want to show a lot of stuff up on the screen, and it's kind of weird like putting it all over my face, so we're going to do it on a PowerPoint. So hopefully that won't be boring, and I already know this video is going to be kind of long, so I apologize in advance, but it should be really helpful. So please watch all the way to the end. So let's get started. Alright, so we are talking about the pronoun si. Who is si? Si is a pronoun just like me, you, him, her, it, etc. Si is used to refer back to the subject of the sentence or the phrase. Si by itself doesn't have a defined meaning or inherent gender because it depends on the subject. And most importantly, si is only used for third person. So I've got some examples here with pronouns. Mi vidas min. We use min here instead of si because mi is first person. Vi vidas vin. We use vin because here vi is second person. Ni, again, ni vidas nin. We use nin because ni is first person. And now, in this example, li vidas sin, we use sin instead of lin because li is third person. So third person means that it's not the speaker and it's not the person that you're speaking to, but it's something else. So here, li is third person, so we use sin. So li and sin are both the same person. They're not different people. She vidas sin, the same thing as the last example, she and si are the same people. She sees herself. G vidas sin. It sees itself. G and si are the same. And si can also be plural. Ili vidas sin. They see themselves. So ili is plural. And si, in this case, because it refers back to them, or it refers to they, it is also plural. And just a side note, you also use it on oni, which is a special kind of pronoun, and I'm probably going to do a video about that at a different time, or a later time rather. So let's look at those examples a little bit closer. Li vidas sin, he sees himself. We already talked about that. Li and si are the same person. Li vidas lin, however, is different. He sees him, where him is a different person. So it's one person sees another person. Same thing on she. She and si are the same person. She vidas shin is she sees her. So the first she and the second she are different people. And this also goes for G and ili. Si, like all the other pronouns, can be possessive. So it can have the adjective a ending. Ili vidas siajn infanojn, they see their own kids. Ili vidas iliajn infanojn means they see their kids. So the first ili and the second ili are different people. In the first example, we use sian instead of ilian because it refers back to the subject, which is ili. So they're their own kids. She amas sian infanon kai ŝian infanon. So she loves two kids. One of them is hers, sian infanon, and the other one is somebody else's, ŝian infanon. So she loves her own kid and her kid. So one is hers, one is somebody else's. Si can also be used with other things that aren't pronouns, such as any of the words like kiu, iu, tiu. Those si can be used with those as well. Kiu dolorigi sin. So who hurt himself or herself? So kiu and si are the same person. Tiu persono dolorigi sin. So in response to the question, that person hurt himself or herself. La kato lekas sin. The cat licks itself. Si, or any form of si, such as sia, ci, cannot be the subject. So this is really important to understand. So you should not see a sentence like this. Si havas du aŭtojn. Well, who exactly is si? In the last examples that I've given, C could be himself, itself, herself, themselves. So if you have it just by itself, you don't know who C is supposed to be. So don't make sentences that look like this. Li kaj siaj fratoj estas studentoj. At first glance, many people would probably think this is perfectly fine. But when you think about it, who are the students? Is it just him, or is it him and his brothers who are students? It's all of them. It's him and his brothers are students. And so that means siaj fratoj also are the subject, or is the subject. So you can't say this. It should be li kaj liaj fratoj estas studentoj. Now in passive sentences, this is getting a little bit more intermediate. Ŝi estas amata de siaj instruistinoj. So she is loved by her own teachers. It's not other people's teachers. In English, when you say she's loved by her teachers, you don't really know who that her is. Is it her own teachers or is it somebody else's teachers? In Esperanto, we know it's her own teachers because we have the special pronoun to tell us that. Carlo estis accompagnata de Petro al sia domo. Carlo was accompanied by Petro to his house. Or whose house is it? Is it Petro's house or Carlo's house? The subject of the sentence is Carlo. So sia refers back to the subject of the sentence. Carlo is the subject, therefore it is his house. If you wanted to say Carlo was accompanied by Petro to Petro's house, instead you would have to say lia domo. So that would be Carlo estis accompagnata de Petro al lia domo. So it is really important that you understand when you should use si and when you shouldn't. Here's some examples with indirect objects. La viro donis al si la plej grandan pecon. So the man gave himself the biggest piece. So la viro and si are the same person. Si refers back to la viro, the man. Li sendas leteron al sia kuzo. He sends a letter to his cousin. It's his own cousin. It's not somebody else's cousin. It's his own cousin. La virinoj aĉetis robojn por siaj filinoj. The women bought dresses for their own daughters. Here's some examples with subphrases. Carlo kaj Petro diris, ke la infano jam vestis sin. So Carlo and Petro said that the kids already dressed who? Si refers back to the subject of the same phrase in which si appears. So we have the main phrase and the subphrase. The main phrase is Carlo and Petro, or Carlo kaj Petro diris. Carlo and Petro said. That's the main phrase. And what they said is the subphrase. Ke la infano jam vestis sin. So si refers back to the subject of the same phrase. The subject of that phrase is la infano. So this means the kids dressed themselves. They didn't dress Carlo and Petro. So Carlo and Petro said that the kids dressed themselves. The kids dressed themselves, not other people. Li vidis ke la hundo ludas per sia pilko. So again, we have a main phrase and a subphrase. He saw is the main phrase that the dog plays with his ball. So sia refers back to the dog, not the man. So the dog is playing with his own ball, not the man's ball. Ili ne permesas al li lavi sin ĉi tie. They don't allow him to wash himself here. So si refers back to li, not to ili. So they don't allow the man to wash himself here. Not they don't allow him to wash them. They don't allow him to wash himself. And the last one, la virino scias ke si estas bella. So this combines subphrases and when si should not be the subject. So the problem in the sentence is si is the subject of the subphrase. The main phrase is la virinos si es que. What the woman knows is the subphrase si estas bella. So this is a problem because si is the subject of the subphrase. So it should be la virinos si es que she estas bella, not si. So there you have it, guys. I hope this was helpful. This by no means covers everything about the pronoun, but I feel this is a pretty good foundation. So if you've understood everything here, learning the rest of it shouldn't be too much of a problem. So if you like this video, give me a like, comment. You can also tell me about things that you want to learn, so maybe I can put it on my list to make a video about, or if it's already on my list, I can try to do it next. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.